Hello, my loves, and welcome back. If you desire to bring in more money, but you feel certain stresses or pressures or attachments to it, then I have something that's going to be really supportive for you. So, we have so many different stories and conditions and expectations ingrained in not only our subconscious, but also in society at large around how we think money works. And it's these very beliefs and conditions that end up creating more problems for us. Because if you think that money can only come in through hustle or hard work, then you are closed off to all the ways that money could actually come in easily, right? You're going to continue thinking, I need to hustle harder, I need to work harder, I need to do more in order to make money. And that is the reality that you will continue to create for yourself, or the loop that you'll stay stuck in. Now, if you think that money comes through someone else because you've spent your life working for a boss who is writing the paycheck for you, and so you have this weird codependency and this feeling of like the hierarchy of, if I let them down, if I'm not good enough for this authority, if I can't prove my worthiness, they can take it all away. Well, now you're in this disempowered state towards money. You're putting the person, the boss, or the job on the pedestal, and oftentimes sacrificing yourself and your own needs, your wants, your own overall well-being for that, right? So all of these are different ways that we can be creating realities we don't want. Because ultimately, yes, it is true that if you work for someone else, they are writing the paycheck. But if you see that money is just an energy exchange, you're able to remember, wait a minute, they're paying me for something I'm doing and for hours of time and effort. Just like if I were doing something for myself and charging a certain amount for a service, that's an energetic exchange. That's me doing something I'm good at that they can't do on their own. So we no longer have this weird feeling of I'm lesser than and my boss is special and I need to prove myself if I want to keep getting a paycheck. And instead we start to see that we're actually at the same level as them, or the same level as money. So we really want to start shifting the ways that we think about ourselves in relationship to money and the beliefs we have about how easy or how difficult it has to be. And that is something I just did a really powerful quantum healing hypnosis recording about, and I'll get in at the end of this video, but there is 2 different links for it in the description box down below if you want to dive in and get started. But the shift that I had for myself, which is what inspired this activation, is that a few weeks ago, I noticed that I was still in a place of attachment towards money. And I think a lot of times we have that because society relies upon it, or we depend upon it. We need money to survive. And it had me reflecting on past times in my business. And when I was in more of an energetic state of need and desperation, back when I had lots and lots of debt and money wasn't consistently coming in, and I would feel this immense pressure to depend on someone else, like a client coming in that would help pay my bill. That was a very yucky, energetic place to be in, because it wasn't me feeling empowered. It wasn't me feeling like I'm providing for myself or I'm successfully doing things and money is just a normal exchange. It was me feeling like I need you to come save me because I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. And you can feel the difference in those 2 different energies, that one is very empowered and sovereign and trusting that the universe is abundant. We have a really loving creator. I came here to do these things. Of course, I'll be financially provided for and supported in doing it. That's one side, right? That's the side we want to be on as often as we can. But then the other side is the I don't believe in myself. I don't trust that money's coming in. I don't feel safe to receive money. I don't believe that it can come just by me being me. I feel like I need to prove myself or work harder or hustle or sacrifice. And I'm desperately needing someone to come save the day so that I can get out of this hole. So whatever situation you're at in your life right now, I really invite you to bring in that reflection of like, and those might be two very extremes. You might be somewhere in the middle, but really bring in the awareness and reflect on where are you showing up right now in relationship to money, and how are you currently feeling, and where are you giving all of your power away to? Because that second example was an example of me giving all my power outside of myself. I'm giving my power to my work ethic. I'm giving my power to my beliefs around how worthy I think I am. I'm giving my power away to someone else to determine if I'm good enough, because I'm saying, unless someone pays me, I'm not good enough. I haven't made it. I'm unsuccessful, and I'm struggling financially, and like I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm putting so much pressure and importance on not only money, but people and things outside of myself, okay? We want to be aware of that so we can start to shift it, because whatever you believe to be true, you will continue to create. You will continue to loop in those beliefs and loop in that reality. And I say that from a long time of experience of like extreme highs and lows with money, and really getting to like, I would say, thank God, I believe that's part of my life lessons, but like to really learn so much about the energetics and the ways that we respond to money, or the pressures that we create around it. So what the ultimate goal is, and what came through for me the other week, was the reminder that money is just energy. I talk about that a lot. That's not the earth-shattering part. The really supportive part for me was remembering that it's actually the divine creator that's bringing me the abundance. So instead of in the past where I was thinking it's a person, and like I'm desperately relying on this person, whether it was a parent when I was younger, then it became a boss when I was working for them. Then it became my clients when I was self-employed. I was always relying on someone else to pay my bills, which again is me giving power to someone else. It's me saying, oh, I need you to show up in this way that I need for me to have money, instead of feeling like, and seeing it the way I see it now, which is that it's the divine moving through all of us. So if someone is meant to work with me and I have an offering that can support them, I do truly believe, I've seen it, I've manifested so many amazing soul-aligned clients with very poor marketing strategies and like no actual idea how they would show up. But I truly believe it's because they were a vibrational match, and the divine brought them into my reality at the time that they needed it. So it wasn't me being desperate for someone's money. It was like, I have something that you need and that I can provide, and we have this exchange. So they're giving me money in exchange for me giving the time, the knowledge, the coaching, the online courses, etc. Right? It's the realization that the divine is always pulling the strings above, as long as we don't get in the way of it. If we sabotage it and do what I've done quite often, where then you're thinking it's all on your shoulders, it's all up to you to figure it out, it's all this pressure to work harder, prove more, be worthy, do everything right, like match all the conditions, which our subconscious has so many conditions. It's so freaking overwhelming, because you are trying to match all these things and going, how can I filter in to be good enough? And clearly who I was yesterday wasn't good enough because money didn't come in, or the manifestation wasn't there, or I didn't see this earth-shattering thing, right? And so then we create more and more struggle for ourselves and end up sabotaging. When in reality, when you start to reconnect back to the fact that there is a loving creator, and that loving creator created you. And so don't you think that creator would also want to support you? And I'm not saying that you lay on the couch all day and just think that money's going to show up, although that could work, and for some people that does work. But I'm saying that it's the remembrance that you are part of the divine, and you will be supported and held in what you're here for. Whether that's something massive and huge, or whether that's something like that people might consider average or normal, but it's that baseline level of trusting that you're connected to an inflow of love, of support, of divine energy, and money is included in that, because money is just the energetic exchange that human beings have decided to use on the planet for years and years and years, and other things, other reasons of corruption. But that's just like the thing that we're focusing on tapping our energy into. So when you take the conditions away and you see that money just is, and you open yourself up to believe that it can flow to you for who you're being and not how hard you're working, or for who you're being and not who your boss is, and that they need to pay you, or that a client needs to come in to pay you. And you see that it's actually the divine paying you through that person, because you have something that can support them in exchange, right? It shifts everything for us when we clear the energetics around it. And so that leads me into this activation that I just uploaded. And there are 2 different ways to get your hands on it. So option number 1 is to just grab the activation by itself, and it is $55.55. I dive into more of what I've touched on here as like a mini training first, and then you get the actual hypnosis and energy healing activation, which we are clearing out energetic cords. We're clearing out attachments to all the things that you are currently thinking money comes through. Like I said, whether that's bosses, whether that's people, whether that's certain beliefs that you think you have to match first. We're cutting those cords, clearing that up, giving you that beautiful blank slate, and then we're connecting back to the divine. And what came through for me was this beautiful energetic umbilical cord that most of us have forgotten is there. And I had this vision a couple weeks ago, and since having it, I manifested so much extra abundance, clients coming out of nowhere, other clients re-signing, like this huge, huge shift, multiple 5-figure shift in my reality from just shifting this and doing this energetic work that I'm now sharing in this activation, which is to realize that the energetic umbilical cord from the creator is constantly coming in to nourish us and sustain us and fulfill us and provide for us. And yet, because of just the density on this planet and the programming that was here, most of us forgot about that. Most of us have never felt supported, and instead we felt very isolated and alone and like, I have to do it. I have to be independent. I have to figure this out by myself. When in reality, the creator wants to help us get there and help us be supported so that we can have the best possible reality for ourselves and for those around us, and we can overflow and create so many magical things from the abundance. So that's inside the activation. I'm very excited about it. The link for just the activation, as I said, is $55.55, or you can jump inside my monthly membership where you get access to over a dozen other incredible quantum healing hypnosis activations, daily messages from me. We've got a monthly breath work in there now, which I'm very excited about, and a monthly Q&A coaching call with me. So there's so much value inside the membership, and that is only $33.33 a month. And you get access to, as I said, this activation and so many others in there too. So Both of those are linked down below to really start shifting your relationship to money and allow you to open up to so much more. And I'm so excited for this to support you, because I just truly believe money has been circulating in the wrong hands, and they have wanted the vast majority of us to have weird energetics with money, to have guilt or shame or feel like we're not worthy of it, or to get stuck in the rat race thinking we need to hustle and sacrifice, when in reality, we're not meant to spend our life in that place. So this activation will help with all of those things. And I'm excited for it to support you in whatever way you need right now. So the links are down below, and we'll see you on the inside. I'm sending you so much love, and I will be back again soon.